Historic votes in the House of Representatives mean the shadow of impeachment is now hanging over the Trump presidency forever. This morning, as we just pointed out, these are the headlines around the country. Lawmakers approved 2 articles of impeachment, abuse of power, and obstruction of Congress on a pair of party-line votes last night.
Mr. Trump becomes the 3rd president in U.S. history after Andrew Johnson and Bill Clinton to face a trial now in the Senate. The president was surrounded by thousands of his supporters in Battle Creek, Michigan, when the results of the votes were announced.
It doesn't really feel like we're being impeached, do you? The country is doing better than ever before. We did nothing wrong.
At the heart of his impeachment is an allegation the president used the power of his office to pressure a foreign government to investigate a political opponent. Republicans say the charges are phony, while Democrats insist they had to hold the president to account.
December 18th, a great day for the Constitution of the United States. A sad one for America that the president's reckless activities necessitated our having to introduce articles of impeachment.
This morning, we'll discuss impeachment with Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer and the president's spokeswoman, Stephanie Grisham. First, we go to Nancy Cordes, who was on Capitol Hill for last night's historic debate. Nancy, where do we go from here?
Well, what would typically happen, Anthony, is that this would all move over to the Senate for a speedy trial. But it appears that House Democrats are delaying the naming of impeachment managers. House Speaker Pelosi says she's concerned that the Senate trial won't be a fair one.
The yeas are 229. The nays are 198. Present is 1. Article 2 is adopted.
Speaker Pelosi presided over the historic votes and then put the brakes on the next step.
This is a serious matter, even though the majority leader in the United States Senate says it's okay for the foreman of the jury to be in cahoots with the lawyers of the accused.
Democrats are worried that the Republican-led Senate, which will now determine the president's fate, will refuse to call witnesses in the trial to come. Last night's votes broke, as expected, almost totally along party lines, with all but 4 House Democrats voting for both articles of impeachment.
Today, we take a stand against corruption and abuses of power.
About 250 House members spoke during a full day of debate, questioning the other side's motives and its facts.
Democrats did not choose this impeachment.
This majority say, be damned with anything else. We're going to impeach and do whatever we want to do. Why? Because we won an election. I guarantee you, one day you'll be back in the minority, and it ain't going to be that fun.
What they can't say is this president has upheld his oath of office. No, they can't say that. All they can say is, we don't like the process.
He is president today. He'll be president tomorrow. And he will be president when this impeachment is over.
Speaker Pelosi called it a solemn moment in the nation's history, even urging her members not to clap after the final votes.
Article 1 is adopted.
In her final words of the day, she invoked the memory of the late Democratic Congressman Elijah Cummings.
He also said, somewhat presciently, when we're dancing with the angels, the question will be, what did you do to make sure we kept our democracy intact? We did all we could, Elijah. We passed the 2 articles of impeachment. The president is impeached.
Senate Leader Mitch McConnell says that he is going to speak on the Senate floor about impeachment this morning and that he is going to meet with his Democratic counterpart, Chuck Schumer, by the end of the week. But what is clear here this morning, Tony, is that while one battle over the vote in the House has ended, the next battle has already begun.
Nancy, thank you very much.